Now, if you live in Florida, you might know that there's a lot of criminals and crazy people, and they all need lawyers. But did you know that Joseph E. Lee was the first black lawyer in Florida? Well, if you didn't, don't worry. I did some digging. Let's get into it. Now, before I get too deep into this, I gotta say, ain't a lot of information about bro online. Okay, his Wikipedia, 6 lines. So I had to go to a bunch of different articles to kind of piece together his story. Now, Joseph, he was born in 1849 up in Philadelphia. And like I said, it's not a lot of information about him, especially his childhood. But it was said that when he was growing up, his parents, they were very, very educated. And they passed that on to him. Now, somewhere around 1869, he ends up going to Howard University, all right? Goes off 4 years, passed through with a breeze. And when he graduates from Howard University, he moves down to Florida and gets admitted into the bar program. Now, when Joseph gets to Florida, he goes to the Jacksonville area, Duval County. And at this time, it's not a lot of black people in this bar program. Matter of fact, it's only like 2 other ones. But this was his time to shine, because bruh was really, really smart. Now, this wasn't easy for Joseph. You got to understand something. It's the late 1800s. There's a lot of people that don't want him to be successful, but he said he had to keep going. He had to be very, very successful so he could do right for the community. Now, real quick, all right? I got to explain something to y'all. Brother was moving quick, all right? Joseph ain't playing no games. Remember what I said. He graduated in 1873, law school. Got admitted into the bar program immediately. Took the bar test, passed it. No problem. But then in 1874, he gets elected. Like in politics. He ain't waste no time after graduation. Now, Joseph, he's representing the Republican Party, all right? And for about 2 years, he's doing this whole state legislative thing. But he says, I got to do more, all right? So what he does is he puts himself on the ballot, third party. And he runs for the lieutenant governor. Basically the person that's, representing things if the governor's not there. But he loses. And he loses bad. But he learns a lot, all right? Doing the whole state legislative thing, doing the whole lieutenant governor thing. But in 1880, he gets his time to shine because he gets elected into the Senate, all right? But not once, but twice. Now, after, he served his terms and the Reconstruction era of Florida was over, his name rings throughout, politics in the Senate. And a lot of people depend on him, but not the way you think. I kind of feel like they was using, bruh, just to keep black people around. Let me explain. In 1865, we all know that slavery was over with, all right? And then they had like an era right after that where things were supposed to change. But things didn't change in a lot of the southern states. And the Union didn't like that. But when it came down to the Republican Party, they were kind of like not really looking out for black people. But they were. But they wasn't. So he realized that. And he said, look, if you want black people to stay, y'all got to really treat them right, so they'll feel at home. So what the Republican Party decides to do with Joseph, it says, look, hey, we're going to put together this big gala, this big, meeting, dinner, or whatever it is. And I want you to invite a lot of black leaders, okay? And I want you to also invite, just people of the community to come to this event. And we want to, tell them that, look, these things are going to change. We're going to make a difference. As long as y'all stay, we'll make a difference. Now, look, this is the problem, all right? Joseph is cool on both sides. One side really want him to try to get the other side to stay. But the other side upset with Joseph because he riding for the other side and they know that this side really ain't going to do much. But he's hoping that at these meetings, it could change things, but it doesn't. It doesn't do anything. Now, the Chamber of Commerce are the ones who, wanted to get everybody together. And after the meeting, all right, Joseph and a couple other, leaders, black leaders, they said, look, the meeting that we had was great. It was fine and fantastic, but nothing's going to change. The only thing that's going to fix the problem if they really make a change, all right? And when he put out this in this article, it kind of received like a backlash from the union. And they kind of really didn't mess with bruh no more. Now, Joseph knew he was going to make some enemies on both sides, especially if you're trying to make a change, all right? But remember what I said, he was Republican. The Democratic Party was watching Joseph and watching the Republican Party and said, look, this brother's right. If we want to make any kind of change, you know, not only in the state, but throughout America, we have to create some kind of unity between white and black people. So this was the start of the Democratic Party kind of like having some kind of unity. Now, in 1919, okay, this brother almost 70 years old and he's still working because he puts together this, program where you help activists kind of, go after what they're going after, teach them how to put it together so they can attack it properly. And he does this. And he's doing really good. He's traveling throughout the state. He's doing stuff in the Jacksonville area. But he ends up going to a convention in 1920. All right, remember what I said, brother old. And he gets sick. He get a cold. And he never really recovers. Now, in March of 1920, Joseph ends up passing away. But the things that he put into place, they lasted for a good little minute. And the thing is, he wasn't just helping people in the Jacksonville area. And he wasn't helping, just people in the Florida area. He was helping people throughout the United States of America. And especially when it came down to black people and their rights. All right, real quick before I get out of here, all right? I want to go over just a few of his accomplishments, all right? First black lawyer in Florida. He was a judge. We all know he was a politician. He did that for a very long time. But he also was an activist. He just liked helping people. And everything that he did, it changed lives. So shout out to Joseph. Now, if you are in the Jacksonville area, there is a, little plaque they got about him talking about Joseph. And if you know what this is, put it in the comments. Now, look, I don't know what y'all gonna do to remember this. Like it, comment, share it, I don't know. But the more you know. Peace.